Thank you, Father Yahuwah, for your living water, your bread of life. Thank you for your kingdom here in earth. Thank you for the sacrifice you made for us through your Son, Yahusha, who laid his life down willingly for us, who took the keys to death, hell, and the grave, and gave us all authority in his name when he rose from the grave on the third day. All authority in his name to trample on the heads of the snakes and the serpents that come against us every day, to lift up a standard against the enemy when he comes in like a flood to destroy us. Thank you, Father Yahuwah, for the reading, hearing, and the doing of your word. We praise your holy name and give you all the honor and all the glory. Only you are worthy. Yahuwah, Yahusha, and Ruach HaKodesh. Yahuwah our Elohim. Yahuwah is one. Hallelujah. Jeremiah 51. So Yahuwah has some prophecy, some wisdom, and some understanding for you today, if you're interested. If not, then it's your loss. Thus says Yahuwah, behold, I will raise up a standard against Babel, and against them that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind, and will send unto Babel fanners that shall fan her, and shall empty her land. For in the day of evil they shall be against her round about. Against him that bends, let the archer bend his bow. And against him that lifts himself up in his brigandine. And spare ye not her young men. Destroy ye utterly all her host. Thus the slain shall fall in the land of the Kasdim, and they that are thrust through in her streets. For Yasharel has not been forsaken, nor Yahudah of his Elohim, of Yahuwah Sevaat. Though her land was filled with sin against the Holy One of Yasharel. Flee out of the midst of Babel, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahuwah's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Flee out of the midst of Babel, and deliver every man his soul. Be not cut off in her iniquity, for this is the time of Yahuwah's vengeance. He will render unto her a recompense. Babel has been a golden cup in Yahuwah's hand that made all the earth drunken. The nations have drunken of her wine. Therefore the nations are mad. Babel is suddenly fallen and destroyed. Howl for her. Take balm for her pain. If it so be she may be healed. We would have healed Babel, but she is not healed. Forsake her, and let us go every one to his own country, for her judgment reaches unto heaven and is lifted up even unto the skies. Yahuwah has brought forth our righteousness. Come and let us declare in Sion the work of Yahuwah Eloheinu. Make bright the arrows, gather the shields. Yahuwah has raised up the Ruach of the kings of Madai, for his device is against Babel to destroy it, because it is the vengeance of Yahuwah, the vengeance of his temple. Set up the standard upon the walls of Babel. Make the watch strong. Set up the watchmen. Prepare the ambushes, for Yahuwah has both devised and done that which he spoke against the inhabitants of Babel. O you that dwell upon many waters, abundant in treasures, your end is come, and the measure of your covetousness. Yahuwah Sevaat, our champion, has sworn 7 oaths by himself, saying, Surely I will fill you with men as with caterpillars, and they shall lift up a shout against you. He has made the earth by his power. He has established the world by his wisdom, and has stretched out the heavens by his understanding. When he utters his voice, there is a multitude of waters in the heavens, and he causes the vapors to ascend from the ends of the earth. He makes lightnings with rain, and brings forth the winds out of his treasures. Every man is brutish by his knowledge. Every man is brutish by his knowledge. Every founder is confounded by graven image. For his molten image is falsehood, and there is no breath in them. They are vanity, the work of errors. In the time of their visitation they shall perish. The portion of Yaakov is not like them, for he is the former of all things. Jeremiah 51:19. The portion of Yaakov is not like them, for he is the former of all things, and Yasharel is the rod of his inheritance. Yahuwah Sevaat is his name. You are my battle axe and weapons of war. For with you I will break in pieces the nations, and with you I will destroy kingdoms. And with you I will break in pieces the horse and his rider. And with you I will break in pieces the chariot and his rider. With you also will I break in pieces man and woman. And with you will I break in pieces the old and the young. And with you will I break in pieces the young man and the maid. I will also break in pieces with you the shepherd and his flock. I will also break in pieces with you the shepherd and his flock. And with you I will break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen. And with you I will break in pieces captains and rulers. Just know this is Yasharel he's talking to when he continues to say, with you, I will. This is Israel, true Israel. I will break in pieces with you the shepherd and his flock, and with you will I break in pieces the husbandman and his yoke of oxen, and with you will I break in pieces captains and rulers. And I will render unto Babel and to all the inhabitants of Kasdima, the islands, all the heathen nations, I will render unto Babel and to all the inhabitants of Kasdima all their evil that they have done in Sion in your sight, says Yahuwah. Behold, I am against you, O destroying mountain, says Yahuwah, which destroy all the earth. And I will stretch out my hand upon you and roll you down from the rocks, and will make you a burnt mountain. And they shall not take of you a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations. But you shall be desolate forever, says Yahuwah. Set ye up a standard in the land, blow the shofar among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat, Mini, and Ashkenaz. Appoint a captain against her. Cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. Prepare against her the nations with the kings of Madai, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the lands of his dominion. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of Yahuwah shall be performed against Babel, to make the land of Babel a desolation without an inhabitant. The mighty men of Babel have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might has failed. They became as women. They became as women. Literally. I have to read 30 again. The mighty men of Babel have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holds. Their might has failed. They became as women. They have burned her dwelling places. Her bars are broken. One post shall run to meet another, and one messenger to meet another, to show the king of Babel that his city is taken at one end, and that the passages are stopped, and the reeds they have burned with fire, and the men of war are frightened. For thus says Yahuwah Sevaat, the Elohai of Yasharel, our champion, the daughter of Babel. I'm going to say that one more time, 33. For thus says Yahuwah Sevaat, the Elohai of Yasharel, sovereign over all the earth and all flesh. The daughter of Babel is like a threshing floor. It is time to thresh her. Yet a little while, and the time of her harvest shall come. Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babel, has devoured me. He has crushed me. He has made me an empty vessel. He has swallowed me up like a dragon. He has filled his belly with my delicacies. He has cast me out. The violence done to me and to my flesh be upon Babel, shall the inhabitants of Zion say, and my blood upon the inhabitants of Castema, shall Yerushalayim say. Therefore thus says Yahuwah. Therefore thus says Yahuwah. Behold, I will plead your cause and take vengeance for you. And I will dry up her sea and make her springs dry. And Babel shall become heaps, a dwelling place for dragons, and astonishment and a hissing without an inhabitant. They shall roar together like lions. They shall yell as lions' whelps. In their heat I will make their feasts, and I will make them drunken. I will make them drunken that they may rejoice and sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake, says Yahuwah. I will bring them down like lambs to the slaughter, like rams with he-goats. How is Shishak taken? And how is the praise of the whole earth surprised? How is Babel become an astonishment among the nations? The sea is come up upon Babel. She is covered with the multitude of the waves thereof. Her cities are a desolation, a dry land and a wilderness, a land wherein no man dwells, neither does any son of Adam pass thereby. And I will punish Baal in Babel, And I will bring forth out of his mouth that which he has swallowed up. And the nations shall not flow together unto him any more. Yea, the wall of Babel shall fall. My people, go ye out of the midst of her, and deliver ye every man his soul from the fierce anger of Yahuwah. And lest your heart faint, and ye fear for the rumor that shall be heard in the land. A rumor shall both come 1 year, and after that in another year shall come a rumor. And violence in the land, ruler against ruler. Therefore, behold, the days come, that I will do judgment upon graven images of Babel, and her whole land shall be confounded, and all her slain shall fall in the midst of her. Then the heavens and the earth, and all that is therein, shall sing for Babel, for the spoilers shall come unto her from the north, says says Yahuwah. So 48, one more time. Then the heavens and the earth, and all that is therein, shall sing for Babel, for the spoilers. Y'all start waving y'all's idols. Wave them high. Wave them high, okay? Raise them up in the air and wave them, all right? Be proud. Be proud of your idols. Stand in them, okay? Do that. Stand in them. Stand in your idols, okay? So 48, one more time. Then the heavens and the earth and all that is therein shall sing for Babel. For the spoilers shall come in from the north, says Yahuwah, as Babel has caused the slain of Yasharel to fall. So at Babel shall fall the slain of all the earth. So at Babel shall fall the slain of all the earth. Ye that have escaped the sword, go away. Stand not still. Remember Yahuwah afar off, and let Yerushalayim come into your mind. We are confounded because we have heard reproach. Shame has covered our faces, for strangers are coming to the sanctuaries of Yahuwah's house. Strangers have come into the sanctuaries of Yahuwah's house. Wherefore, behold, the days come, says Yahuwah, that I will do judgment upon her graven images, and through all her land the wounded shall groan. Though Babel should mount up to heaven, and though she should fortify the height of her strength, yet from me shall spoilers come unto her, says Yahuwah. A sound of a cry comes from Babel, and great destruction from the land of the Kasdim, because Yahuwah has spoiled Babel and destroyed out of her the great voice. When her waves do roar like great waters, a noise of their voice is uttered. A sound of a cry comes from Babel, and great destruction from the land of the Kasdim, because Yahuwah has spoiled Babel and destroyed out of her the great voice. When her waves do roar like great waters, a noise of their voice is uttered. A noise of their voice is uttered. because the spoiler is come upon her, even upon Babel, and her mighty men are taken. Every one of their bows is broken. For Yahuwah El of recompense shall surely requite. And I will make drunk her princes and her wise men, her captains and all her rulers and her mighty men, and they shall sleep a perpetual sleep and not wake, says the King, whose name is Yahuwah Sevaat. Thus says Yahuwah Sevaat, the broad walls of Babel shall be utterly broken, and her high gates shall be burned with fire, and the people shall labor in vain, and the folk in the fire, and they shall be weary. 59. The word which Yirmiyahu the prophet commanded Serayahu the son of Neriyahu the son of Maasayahu when he went with Siddiqiyahu the king of Yahudah into Babel in the 4th year of his reign. And this Serayahu was a quiet prince. So Yirmiyahu wrote a sefer, all the evil that shall come upon Babel, even all these words that are written against Babel. And Yirmiyahu said unto Serayahu, when you come to Babel and shall see and shall read the Aleph Tav, the beginning, the end, and everything in between. The Aleph Tav. Wow, that is so, Hebrew is left to right instead of, it's right to left instead of left to right. And he wrote the end from the beginning, right? He wrote the end from the beginning. And Yirmiyahu said to Serayahu, when you come to Babel and shall see and shall read all these words, then shall you say, O Yahuwah, you have spoken against this place to cut it off, that none shall remain in it, neither man nor beast, but that it shall be desolate forever. And it shall be, when you have made an end of reading this sefer, that you shall bind a stone to it and cast it into the midst of Parat, which is the Euphrates river. And you shall say, thus shall Babel sink and shall not rise from the evil that I will bring upon her. And they shall be weary. Thus far are the words of Yirmiyahu. Gotta scoot back a little bit. Just 1 second. Thank you for this beautiful day, all your creation, Father Yahuwah. Thank you. Okay. Words of our Redeemer in the Gospel of Luke. Luke 12. In the meantime, when there were gathered together an innumerable multitude of people, so much that they trode upon one another, he began to say unto his Talmudim, first of all, Beware ye of the leaven of the perishing, which is hypocrisy. For there is nothing covered that shall not be revealed, neither hid that shall not be known. Therefore whatsoever ye have spoken in darkness shall be heard in the light. And that which ye have spoken in the ear, in the closets, shall be proclaimed upon the housetops. And I say unto all you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. Sorry, got distracted. And I say unto you, my friends, be not afraid of them that kill the body, and after that have no more that they can do. But I will forbear you whom ye shall fear. I'll tell you whom ye shall fear. Fear him which after he has killed has power to cast into Gehenna. Yea, I say unto you, fear him. Are not 5 sparrows sold for 2 farthings, and not one of them is forgotten before Elohim? But even the very hairs of your head are numbered. Fear not, therefore. Ye are of more value than many sparrows. Also I say unto you, whosoever shall confess me before men, him also shall the Son of Adam confess before the angels of Elohim. And so whosoever shall speak a word against the Son of Adam, it shall be forgiven him. But unto him that blasphemes against the Ruach HaKodesh, it shall not be forgiven. And when they bring you into the synagogues and unto magistrates and powers, take ye no thought how or what things ye shall answer, or what ye shall say. For the Ruach HaKodesh shall teach you in the same hour what ye ought to say. And one of the company said unto him, Rabbi, speak to my brother that he divide the inheritance with me. And he said unto the man, Who made me a judge or a divider over you? And he said unto them, Take heed and beware of covetousness. Oh goodness, this light is strange, a little strange. Beware of covetousness, for a man's life consists not in the abundance of things which he possesses. And he spoke a parable unto them, saying, The ground of a certain rich man brought forth plentifully. And he thought within himself, saying, What shall I do, because I have no room where I bestow bestow my fruits. And he said, This will I do. I will pull down my barns and build greater. And there will I bestow all my fruits and goods. And I will say to my soul, Soul, you have laid goods up for many years. Take your ease. Live your best life. You only have one. But Elohim said unto him, You fool, this night your soul shall be required of you. Then whose shall those things be which you have provided? So is he that So is he that lays up treasure for himself and is not rich toward Elohim. So is he that lays up treasures for himself and is not rich toward Elohim. And he said unto his Talmudim, Therefore I say unto you, take no thought for your life, what ye shall eat, neither for the body what ye shall put on. The life is more than food, and the body is more than raiment. Consider the ravens, for they neither sow nor reap, which neither have storehouse nor barn, and Elohim feeds them. How much more are ye better than the fowls? And which of you, with taking thought, can add to his stature 1 cubit? If ye then be not able to do that thing which is least, why take ye thought for the rest? Consider the lilies, how they grow. They toil not, they spin not. And yet I say unto you that Shalom in all his glory was not arrayed such as one of these. If then Elohim so clothe the grass, which is today in the field, and tomorrow is cast in the oven, how much more will he clothe you, O ye of little faith? And seek ye not what ye shall eat or what ye shall drink, neither be ye of doubtful mind, for all these things do the nations of the world seek after. And your Father knows that you have need of these things. But rather seek ye the kingdom of Elohim, and all these things shall be added unto you. Seek ye the kingdom of Elohim, and all these things shall be added unto you. As soon as you step into the kingdom of Elohim, fear not, little flock, for it is your Father's good pleasure to give you the kingdom. Sell that ye have and give alms. Provide yourselves bags which wax not old, a treasure in the heaven that fails not, where no thief approaches, neither moth corrupts. For where your treasure is, there also shall your heart be. Let your loins be girded about, and your lights burning. And ye yourselves like unto men that wait for their Adonai, their Adoni, when he comes from the wedding, that when he comes and knocks, they may open unto him immediately. Blessed are those servants whom the Adoni, when he shall come, shall find watching. I say unto you, that he shall gird himself and make them to sit down to meat, and will come forth and serve them. And if he shall come in the second watch, or come in the third watch, and find them so, blessed are those servants. And know this, that if the goodman of the house had known what hour the thief would come, he would have watched, and not have suffered his house to be broken into. Be ye therefore ready also, for the Son of Adam comes at an hour that ye think not. And Kepha said unto him, Adonai, speak this parable unto us, or even to all. And Adonai said, Who then is that faithful and wise steward, whom his Adoni shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Adoni, when he comes, shall find him so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he has. But and if that servant says in his heart, My Adoni delays his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and the maidens, and to drink and eat and be drunken, the Adoni of that servant will come in a day when he looks not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him in asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant who knew his Adoni's will, and prepared not himself, neither did according to his will, shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not, and did commit things worthy of stripes, shall be beaten with a few stripes. For unto For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall much be required. And to him to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I, if it already be kindled? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and now I am straitened till it become accomplished. That's his baptism. Yahushua's baptism was the crucifixion. I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I, if it already be kindled? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how I am straitened till it be accomplished. Do you suppose that I am come to give peace on earth? Do you suppose that I've come to give peace to your wickedness? Peace in your oppression, to your oppression of his creation? Peace to your lies. Peace to your lies. The lies that you formed from his word. From his word. For your financial gain. For your to lift your status in the earth. For power over Yahuwah's creation. Do you think that he came so you can feel confident in your traditions? Your man-made religions. You're lording over the people. He said from his own mouth, we're not like the other nations. You don't lord it over the people. We serve each other. We're all servants to each other. He was a servant to us. If he was a servant to us, then who are you to have a young man looking up to you, chasing you all over the church to make sure you got some water after you get through hawking and hooping and hollering? Where's your service to him? By hooping and hollering and hawking, that's not service. That's not service at all. You're not mentoring him. You're tormenting him. You're tormenting your congregation. You're not mentoring nobody. Now, okay. So Adonai said, who then is that faithful and wise steward whom his Adonai shall make ruler over his household, to give them their portion of meat in due season? Blessed is that servant whom his Adonai, when he comes, shall find so doing. Of a truth I say unto you, that he will make him ruler over all that he has. But and if that servant says in his heart, my Adonai delays his coming, and shall begin to beat the men servants and the maidens, and to eat and drink and be drunken. The Adoni of that servant will come in a day when he looks not for him, and at an hour when he is not aware, and will cut him asunder, and will appoint him his portion with the unbelievers. And that servant who knew his Adoni's will and prepared not himself shall be beaten with many stripes. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes, like that little boy chasing you around the church to give you water, doing whatever you tell him to do, because he believes that you have the power to cover him in the spirit. He believe because you've told him that. You lied to him. You lied. Like that little boy, again, that don't know no better. He might get a few, but you gonna be the one to pay for that. Just so you know. So just keep on, because y'all not scared of Yahuwah. Y'all not, who is Yahuwah to y'all? Y'all not scared of him. You continue to do the same thing. The dominoes have fallen. The first domino has fell. And the trail is long. It's long. And you know what? It ain't many twists and curves. It's like a whole straight 2 or 3 miles. Just straight. There won't be one domino that's missed. Not one. You've been warned. Over and over and over. You've seen around you. You've been warned and you've seen. Every domino in the path of that first domino is gonna fall. And there's no breaks. It ain't no breaks. None. Not no more. It used to be. Used to be. But that's over. Do you get it? Do you understand? Are you understanding that you can't do that anymore? It's over. It's done. And all you have to do is stop. You can stop or you can stand in line and wait for your turn to fall. It's up to you. And that came straight from here. So you can argue with him. You can hate him. You can talk about him. You can tell him he has no right. And you can talk to him about his tone of voice too. Okay? Or you can ignore him like you always do. It's ignoring him won't stop the wrath. But repenting will. Repenting will stop it immediately. But you can't just say, I'm sorry, and keep doing it. Right? You have to actually say, I'm sorry that I did it, and stop doing it. Stop doing it. But that's none of my business, is it? I have my own salvation to work out with fear and trembling. Nothing but a messenger. Nothing but a messenger. His prophecies are right here. If he wanted a new prophet, if he wanted a prophet, he don't need a human being. I tell you that right now. He don't need a human being. Not near one of us. If he really wanted to shake up the earth, if he wanted to beg and plead with you to believe him, if he really wanted to make you believe him, he'd have a rock or a tree or something to start talking to you. And not just you, but everybody around you. So nobody can say, oh, you losing your mind. Everybody will have to say, yeah, I heard the tree talking too. If he really cared if you believe him or not, because he knows the ones that do. He knows the ones that do, and he knows the ones who don't, and he knew before you knew that you don't or you do. From the foundations of the earth, before you were ever knitted in your mother's womb or a thought in your father's mind, he knew the choices you would make, the choices I would make. So he's not begging and he's not pleading. He's letting you know what's going to happen. He's not giving you, well, he's giving you an option, but one of them, only one of them works against your destruction. The other one is the actual destruction. So we don't have very many options. Two. A created thing could never save you or redeem you or heal you. No created thing. Anyway, let me get back to finish reading because I gotta go. But he that knew not, 48. Again, this is Gospel of Luke 12. We're at 48. But he that knew not and did commit things worthy of stripes shall be beaten with few stripes. For unto whomsoever much is given, of him shall be much required. And to whom men have committed much, of him they will ask the more. I am come to send fire on the earth. And what will I if it already be kindled? But I have a baptism to be baptized with, and how I am straitened till it be accomplished. Suppose ye that I am come to give peace on the earth? I tell you, nay, but rather division. Yahusha said, no, I'm not come to bring peace to the earth. Yahusha said, I've come to bring division, confusion amongst the wicked, division amongst the Pharisees, the tradition makers, the lawmakers, the rulers in the land. Division, confusion, miscommunication. The ruining of every wicked instrument. The breakdown of every communication. The enragement against each other because of the failure of your wicked plans. That's what he come to bring. And that's what he brought when he gave us his Holy Spirit. His set apart spirit. Every power of the air is confused. Every power of the air is confused. All their communication is against themselves. It's against themselves. It's not moving. It's not getting nowhere. It's not doing nothing it used to do. I promise you that. It's a big mess. A big mess. A mess that no man can fix. It's got to be uprooted. It's got to be thrown in the trash. It's got to be burned and done away with. It's got to go. "52. From henceforth there shall be 5 in one house divided, 3 against 2, and 2 against 3. The father shall be divided against the son, and the son against the father, the mother against the daughter, and the daughter against the mother-in-law against her daughter-in-law, and the daughter-in-law against her mother-in-law. And he said also to the people, when ye see a cloud rise out of the west, straightway ye say, there comes a shower, and so it is. And when ye see the south wind blow, ye say, there will be heat, and it comes to pass. Ye hypocrites, ye can discern the face of the sky and the earth, but how is it that ye do not discern this time? Yea, and why even of yourselves judge ye not what is right? When you go with your adversary to the magistrate, as you are in the way, give diligence that you may be delivered from him, lest he hale you to the judge, and the judge deliver you to the officer, and the officer cast you into prison. I tell you, you shall not depart thence till ye have paid the very last dime or mite." You better have a lawyer. I didn't say an attorney. I said a lawyer. And only the Holy Spirit can give you the words to say. I promise you that one. Yahuwah is your lawyer. He's your defender. You know, the same way lawmakers make all these loopholes in laws and stuff like that. But then their loopholes start to work against them. You feel me? Their loopholes work against them. And it's the same way with the accuser of the brethren. But now we don't even have to do no battle of words. We don't have to go back and forth. The blood. That's all you got to say. The blood. When they drag you before the magistrate and you don't have the money to pay. We can't pay for anything in the spiritual realm. You don't have enough money. Nobody does. Only the blood could pay. That was the only path. That's the only path. One path. One road to salvation. There's not a lot of roads to salvation. There's one road to salvation. And it's straight and it's narrow. Not very many people can fit on it. So keep, whatever Hindu god you want to pose after or have your children posing after, that's your business. But just understand that not nan Hindu god or any other false god is going to stand before Yahuwah and proclaim their godliness. They're nothing. They're less than nothing. Yahuwah said so. The creator of the whole universe. The universe that you worship. Yahuwah said so. They're nothing. They're less than nothing. Just like the people that made them. And made them up. So go ahead and invoke those demons into your house and into your body and into your children's bodies, because it's a trend. So that means you have to do it, right? That means you have to do it because everybody else is doing it and you're afraid of the people. So you have to do what the people do, or else you just might make it into the kingdom of the one true and living Elohim. So I guess you better go ahead and continue to follow every single trend that you see. And let your children do it. Okay? Godspeed. But remember, you're going to have to pay every last dime. Because Shiva's not going to do it. She's not going to pay nothing for you. Or that whatever that God is you posing after, whatever that pose is, which could only be otherworldly and demonic. Because no human being can actually do that. No human being can really do that unless they operate in some kind of demonic spirit, unless they're possessed. So, when you go before the judge, just know that when you call on any of these gods that you think deserve some of Yahuwah's glory, just know that they're not going to show up. You're going to have to pay every last dime on your own. Okay? So don't say you didn't know. Because everybody's been told this at this point. If any other God can deliver you, why would Yahuwah send his son to be tortured and hung and humiliated by a bunch of degenerates that don't even love their own self? Don't even have human compassion. And got the nerve to speak about spiritual things? Get out of here. This is a big book. verses, Psalms, and the writing of wisdom. Oh, why did I fold this? David, Psalms 59, to the chief musician, Alta Skeeth, Alta Skeet, Miktam of David, when Saul sent and they watched the house to kill David. Excuse me. Deliver me from my enemies, O Elohai. Defend me from them that rise up against me. Deliver me from the workers of iniquity and save me from bloody men. For lo, they lie in wait for my soul. The mighty are gathered against me, not for my transgression, nor for my sin, O Yahuwah. They run and prepare themselves without my fault. Awake to help me, and behold, you therefore, O Yahuwah Elohim, Sevaat, the Elohai of Yasharel, awake to visit all the heathen. Be not merciful to any wicked transgressors. Selah. They return at evening. They make a noise like a dog and go round about the city. Behold, they belch out with their mouth. Swords are in their lips. For who, say they, hears? But you, O Yahuwah, shall laugh at them. You shall have all the heathen in derision. Because of his strength will I wait upon you. For Elohim is my defense. The Elohai of mercy shall prevent me. Elohim shall let me see my desire upon my enemies. Slay them not, lest my people forget. Scatter them by your power and bring them down. O Adonai, our shield, for the sin of their mouth and the words of their lips, let them even be taken in their pride, and for cursing and lying which they speak. Consume them in wrath, consume them that they may not be, and let them know that Elohim rules in Yaakov unto the ends of the earth. Selah. And at evening, let them return, and let them make a noise like a dog and go round about the city. Let them wander up and down for meat and grudge if they be not satisfied. But I will sing of your power. Yea, I will sing aloud of your mercy in the morning. For you have been my defense and refuge in the day of my trouble. Unto you, O my strength, will I sing. For Elohim is my defense and the Elohai of my mercy. Hallelujah. Proverbs. I think I'll just stay on track because with Proverbs, because we're actually almost finished Proverbs. I thought I brought my pen, but I guess I didn't. I'll start all over again anyway. Okay, we're at 28 actually. That's the last one in the Sefer. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. Here we go. 28. It's good. The wicked flee when no man pursues, but the righteous are as bold as a lion. For the transgressions of a land, many are the princes thereof. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. For the transgression of a land, many are the princes thereof. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. A poor man that oppresses the poor is like a sweeping rain which leaves no food. Yeah, that's really crazy. A poor man that oppresses the poor. You know, that's what we did in our neighborhoods back in the late 80s, early 90s, and on into today. And we continue to do it. And even rappers, new money, so-called, or whatever, new money, whatever that is. You can have all the money in the world. You can have every dime in the whole world that is printed off by the Fed. But your spirit can be withered into nothing. And you're walking around dead. You're walking around on Yahuwah's green earth dead. Because though you have all the money in the world and all the material possessions, all that your wicked soul desires, you're poor. You're a poor man. You're a poor man that also oppresses the poor instead of assisting, holding the poor up, feeding the poor. You oppress the poor. And you think because you run a community drive every now and then that you're doing something and giving back. You're not doing nothing. You're not doing nothing. Because you take 100% out of a community and then you put 10% back into the come on. You're not doing nothing. You a curse. You a curse. And when I say you take 100% out of our community, by perpetuating the struggles of the so-called ghetto in America, by perpetuating them, by glorifying them, by making it seem like it's some rite of honor or rite of passage to be a living demon on earth, a demon toward your women, toward your children, toward the old folks in the community, which I am one of them. And I'm not talking to the young children. I'm not talking to the so-called YNs or whatever, young men. I'm not talking to the YMs, M as in men. I'm talking to grown men that know better and have been knowing better. And now you standing up on your platform talking about, oh, I made a global impact. Yeah, you made a global impact indeed. And it wasn't a good one. It's all disgusting. It's all just awful. All your fancy things, your delicacies, your dainties. It's all just disgusting now, ain't it? Don't even satisfy you. Don't taste good no more or nothing, does it? You see, people, when they start doing all these weird things, all these strange and unexplainable things, and they end up in court or before a grand jury or whatever, you know why they end up there? Because Yahuwah's intended way can never satisfy them. First, you can't be satisfied with just one woman or man of the opposite sex. First that happens. And then you can't be satisfied with just one sex. The opposite sex. You got to have the same sex too. And then you don't even want human beings no more. You want animals now. You can't be satisfied because you a whole demon feeding your flesh. You let a demon take over your body. And your flesh cannot be satisfied. That demon will never let your flesh be satisfied until you are dead. Till you're dead and he passes down to your son. If your son gets to live longer than you. The wicked flee when no man pursues, but the righteous are bold as a lion. For the transgression of a land, many are the princes thereof. America is full of kings. Everywhere I look, another king with no kingdom. But by a man of understanding and knowledge, the state thereof shall be prolonged. Well, I guess we don't have to worry about that happening. A poor man that oppresses the poor is like a sweeping rain which leaves no food. Have mercy, Yahuwah. Forgive us for the mistakes we made in our youth. Forgive our ancestors. Forgive our parents before us, our grandparents. And take this sin from our children. Wash us all clean. They that forsake the Torah praise the wicked. They that forsake the Torah praise the wicked. But such as guard the Torah contend with them. Hallelujah. Evil men understand not judgment. Judgment won't change the heart of any wicked man till he's dead. It'll just make him more and more wicked. Yahuwah knows this. Evil men understand not judgment, but they that seek Yahuwah understand all things. Better is the poor that walks in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Better is the poor that walks in his uprightness than he that is perverse in his ways, though he be rich. Whoso keep the Torah is a wise son, but he that is a companion of riotous men shames his father. He that by usury and unjust gain increases his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. He that by usury, charging interest like 30%, 50%, 100%, period, 1%. We're not supposed to charge each other interest at all. Nope. That's how you keep debt alive. And Yahuwah hates debt. He that by usury and unjust gain increases his substance, he shall gather it for him that will pity the poor. He that turns away his ear from hearing the Torah, even his prayer, shall be an abomination. He that turns away his ear from hearing the Torah, even his prayer, shall be an abomination. Whoso causes the righteous to go astray in an evil way, he shall fall himself into his own pit. But the Yasharim, the upright, shall have good things in possession. The rich man is wise in his own conceit, but the poor that has understanding searches him out. When righteous men do rejoice, there is great glory. But when the wicked rise, a man is hidden. He that covers his sins shall not prosper, but whoso confesses and forsakes them shall have mercy. Happy is the man that fears always. Happy is the man that fears always, but he that hardens his heart shall fall into mischief. As a roaring lion and a raging bear, so is a wicked ruler over the poor people. The prince that lacks understanding is also a great oppressor, but he that hates covetousness shall prolong his days. A man that does violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit. Let no man stay him. A man that does violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit. Let no man stay him. Let no man harbor him. Here, it says a man that does violence to the blood of any person shall flee to the pit. Let no man protect him. Let no man stay him. That's what stay him means. Let no man protect him. That means turn him in or you're guilty too. Now, so would you rather Yahuwah himself call you a snitch or a killer? And it's not a snitch. That's a courageous act. It's not an act of cowardice unless you're doing it just so you can get out of jail. If you see somebody get shot down in the streets and their blood is crying out to Yahuwah,